What's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Good. How are you? Of
Good. It's great to have you back in the World Series. So thanks for taking the time.
course.
All right, folks, we're ready to get started. If you have a question, just indicate that you have a question in the chat, and we'll get going with Anthony. Who's up first? All right, we'll go to Peter. Go ahead, Peter.
Hi, Anthony. Just I guess first of all, just what are the emotions of being back in a World Series? And just did you ever wonder if it would come as it's kind of been a little bit of time since the last one?
Um, it feels really good to be back. Obviously, I think our team has really come together of late. We've had such a great year, up and down year, but the team has really come together. And to be back in the World Series is special. You can't take it for granted. Never ever have I taken any champagne celebration for granted to get to the playoffs or the next round. So you just don't know when these opportunities will arise, and you got to make the best of it.
Thank you.
We'll go to Greg Joyce up next.
Anthony, how valuable have these few days been of rest for your hand just to kind of go through treatment again and kind of take a couple days off?
The biggest thing is just getting the swelling out between games. It really blows up just from the pressure. I mean, the bones are still broken, but just to be able to get the swelling out is has been key, and hopefully that the series will be able to manage it the best we can.
And you and Freddie have had your battles in the past. Now both of you kind of playing through injuries. Have you talked to him at all, and just what do you think of the way he's kind of also grinding through an injury here?
Yeah, we talked, I think, before the division series a couple weeks ago, and he's a battle. He battles. He's a gamer, and he's putting it all on the line for his team, and I wouldn't expect anything less from him. He's a world champion as well. He's so respected in our game, rightfully so. So it'll be fun to share the field with him on the World Series stage. We've played against each other a lot throughout our careers, pretty much the same timeline of career. So it'll be fun to look across at first and see him there.
Thanks.
Go to Brian Hoke up next. Brian.
Hey Anthony, Aaron Boone was saying he was surprised by the quality of your at bats. What were you expecting going into the ALCS?
I was expecting to contribute. Towards the end of the year, I felt really good with my swing and where I was at mechanically, and I was a little nervous with the hand, just getting the right chemistry going for it, I guess. And but as far as going out and playing, these are the best moments to play for. This is what you dream of, and this is what you prepare for. So when the crowd's loud and everything's going crazy, I feel like when I settle down the most.
What do you think this World Series is going to be like? New York, LA?
There's no bigger stage, arguably in sports, especially in American sports. This is a really amazing opportunity, and especially with the following that the Dodgers get from Japan with Shohei and Yamamoto. That the Japanese market is their culture. They love baseball, so much there. So it's going to be an amazing stage. It'll be fun. There's going to be, I would imagine there's going to be a lot of star power coming to the games. And as a baseball player, as a fan of the game, I think this is really good for it.
Thank you.
Go to Larry Fleischer up next. Larry. Larry, are you able to unmute or?
Oh, okay. I have it.
There you go.
Okay, I can do it. Um, Sorry about that. You said that you have swelling like in between like after the games. Just what is it like to grip the bat when you know you're going to be dealing with the swelling, and then you hit 429 in the ALCS? Just what's that like for you?
You just take it one day at a time. The adrenaline is real. We're doing everything we can to keep the swelling out and wrap it in between innings and in between at bats. So you just take it really one at bat at a time, one pitch at a time on defense, and you know, we're playing for what we're playing for during the game. I don't really feel much.
Thank you.
We'll go to Peter. Peter, go ahead.
Anthony, what do you remember most about your first trip to the World Series? Was there anything that stood out just about the experience or about being on that stage the first time you went through it?
Yeah, I mean, we were coming off a year in 2015 that we felt we were going to win as well. So we were pretty heartbroken losing that, and we rolled into 2016 as the I want to say the World Series favorites, and we went wire to wire. So that's not easy to do. And that experience, you got the playoff experience the year before, was amazing, and just you're in the moment. So you live and die by every moment, and you're with the guys, and the experiences, you just have memories for a lifetime with the guys you're with, and you can't replace that with anything.
Have you given any advice or shared any stories with some of the guys on the Yankees now who have been on playoff runs but haven't specifically been to this round?
We talk about it. Definitely guys ask what it was like. That World Series was arguably one of the best World Series I would say ever, right? And then now I get to be in another, arguably one could be what shape out to be one of the best World Series ever as well. So, you just have fun. It's the playoffs. This is the last series of the year. After this series, everyone goes home, both teams. So you want to go home on top, and you want to enjoy it and have fun. And the beauty of playing here in New York is that these games are no different than regular season games. Obviously, they are a little bit different, but the way we prepare every day, the way that we're scrutinized every day, these World Series games are extra, just extra games for us. And obviously, they're a lot bigger. It's the World Series, but just the way we prepare it, we're trying to do it as similar as we can.
Cool. Thank you.
Go to John Schwartz up next. John.
Hey, Anthony, just from a very practical perspective, I know you said it's adrenaline and stuff, but is it different in your first at bat versus later in the game? I mean, do you feel things differently as the game moves on, or is it pure adrenaline? Do you expect the cold in New York is going to be different? I mean, how does that stuff impact like over the course of the whole game?
Yeah, there's ebbs and flows. I feel it a little bit sometimes and whatnot, but we have some medicines that help with the pain and just getting the right dose and going from there.
And I mean, you mentioned like you're playing with broken fingers. Yesterday, Nestor says that if he has to miss a year, he wants to pitch in the World Series. How much do you think it means to everybody in the room knowing? I mean, everyone's dealing with stuff this time of year, but just everyone is doing everything possible to be in there for this series right now.
I mean, it's what you dream of as a kid. So, I mean, for me, it was weighing if I could help contribute, and as long as we're not putting this team in a selfish place, and that's what I was telling Booney when I was basically lobbying to be on the ALCS roster, is I can help this team. I feel like I can help this team. I'm not going to go out there and be a burden. So, that's the biggest thing. And Nestor coming back and working hard to come back to be potentially ready for the World Series. It's not easy when you get hurt. It's a mental grind, really, and you got to overcome a lot of obstacles to get to this point.
We'll go to Eric Boland up next.
Anthony, just to follow up on that, what can Nestor contribute as a lefty coming out of the bullpen with the tough lefties, obviously the Dodgers have?
I think he can be big for us. Obviously, he hasn't been in a game in, I think, 6 weeks now. So to come out and get World Series adrenaline is going to be huge for him. Could be a little shaky, could be electric. But I know they have big lefties in their lineup that need to be neutralized, and their lineup, like our lineup, they hit everyone. It doesn't matter if they're lefty, righty, if they are switch pitcher, whatever. They're ready to go. So matchups for them left or right, I don't really think matter as much as I say with our team too, but they definitely will factor in.
Anything else for Anthony before we let him go? Just give it one more second. All right, Anthony, thanks so much. We'll see you in LA. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll give a holler when Austin is here. What's up, Austin?
How you doing?
Good. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it. We'll get started with Austin. If you have a question, just drop it in the chat and we'll turn it over to you. Who's got the first question for Austin? Give it a second. We'll go to Peter up first, Austin.
Hi, Austin. We've asked you a lot about Luke Weaver the last few weeks. I'm interested to know, was there a specific moment or a conversation or just anything during this run that made you realize that he's ready for this moment going into the World Series?
It's a good question. I don't think that there was one moment, but I think just the culmination of the season, from the start to the end, like he's just grown into, I think, what he is now. And I think that all the steps along the way have helped build that.
What kind of gives you the confidence that he's going to perform on this stage? Obviously, he's done it in the other rounds, but just having never done it before.
Yeah, I mean, I got confidence in all the guys to go out there this week and do exactly what they've been doing. I think treating it any other way will just lead you down a negative path. So trying to treat it like every other game.
Sure. Thank you.
We'll go to Larry up next.
Hi, Austin. We had Anthony in here a couple minutes ago, and he was talking about those broken fingers. Just for you, how impressive was that to watch his at bats and him? The fact that he hit well over 400 in the ALCS a couple weeks after breaking two fingers in his hand.
Yeah, I can't even believe it, to be honest with you. It's pretty incredible thing to have two broken bones in your hand and go out there and do what he's been able to do. I mean, I really don't have a lot of words for that. You know, I think it just shows how tough he is and the character that he has and just his willingness to be out there and go through whatever it takes to help the team win.
We'll go to Brian up next.
Hey, Austin, what's this like for you, just being a rookie catcher and you're about to catch in the World Series?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I don't think that any of this is really processed for me yet. I think that just with how it's going, we're just kind of keep rolling and keep winning, and we're towards the end of October, still playing baseball. So I think after it's all said and done, I think it'll be a lot crazier for me in my own eyes. But at the moment, I'm just kind of feel like I'm in it and just trying to help the team win.
Thank you.
We'll go to Greg up next, Austin.
Awesome. What were those, especially the last couple of games of the ALCS, like for you, just catching, the wave of relievers coming in, all those guys throwing the ball pretty well. What's that like for you behind the plate?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Those games were crazy. The back and forth. They did a really good job competing, and not only did they come in and help and put us in great positions to win, it was everybody in the bullpen. They all got big outs for us in those 3 games. They put us in positions to win and allowed the offense to do their thing on the other side of the ball.
And for you offensively, did you feel like you found anything with your swing, I guess, going into game 4?
Yeah, I mean, just notice a little bit of just being underneath the ball and I mean, getting pitched at the top of the zone primarily in the last couple of weeks has exposed that a little bit. So just working on trying to be on top of the ball.
Did you notice getting pitched differently in the postseason specifically?
It's was the same trend towards the end of the season as it was in the postseason.
And we'll go to John up next, Austin.
Hey, Austin, obviously Friday night for game 1, the plan is for you to catch Garrett. He has World Series experience. I'm sure understands a little bit more about this than you might at this point. How has he helped you become a better catcher over the year, and how is he helping you prep for this?
Yeah, great. Garrett's been great for me this year. He's been able to allow me to just really focus on the minute details that maybe you don't look at. And I think that with that being said, like that's what contributes to him being so successful in his career. So that attention to detail really has helped me. And then even just the small cues, body language, trying to course the baseball to be a strike and give the pitcher the confidence that no matter what they throw here is going to work and we're going to win the game. So all of that's been helpful, and that's kind of what's helped me as well throughout the year.
A similar idea about Trevi. I mean, obviously this time of year, how are you still leaning on Trevi as you kind of, find your way and stuff like this and become a better catcher?
Yeah, I mean, having Trevi here, couldn't have been a better guy to have here. Getting to play with and learn from this year. He's helped me a ton, and just getting to learn and be there and not only watch him but practice alongside of him. He's done a lot of the same stuff that Garrett did, and at an even higher level, honestly, because we spend so much more time together. So just to get bounce ideas off. He's getting to watch me play. He might have some opinions on like what he sees, and it's just great to have another guy like that who plays the position, played in some pretty big games for the Yankees, has done it for a while. So just getting to lean on his experience has been great for me this year.
I'll take a few more for Austin. We have Max up next.
Good morning, Austin. Thanks for taking some time. Over the years playing with Volpe, going all the way back to the farm system too, how much did he talk about dreaming of being a World Series champion with his childhood team?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy seeing the picture of him at the World Series parade, and the fact that he grew up being a diehard Yankees fan and now getting to play for his dream team in the World Series with like the first chance in 15 years to win a World Series. So for him to be able to dream that and now be living it, I think that's pretty special. Not very few people, I would say, get to do that, and that's pretty cool. And I think just getting to play with him over the last few years, the goal is to win. Even in the minor leagues, our goal is to win. So feel like that's kind of carried over to this season, and I think that's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
What do you like most about how he's been playing over the last couple of days as he's hit his stride in the ALCS?
Yeah, he's been on fire. His at bats have been great. He's not giving up any pitches. You can really tell he's got a full intent on what he wants to do at the plate, and he's not giving anything away, which is exactly where we need him to be.
Thank you.
See a couple last ones. Greg, go ahead.
Austin, have you picked either Rizzo or Garrett's or Soto's mind about just what it's been like playing in the World Series? A couple guys who have that experience.
I mean, Rizzo's been talking about it basically since we started the postseason, how it's such a different level of ball, and the last two series, like it's increased the level both times. So I'm very interested to see for myself what this will be like. But having those guys with a little bit of World Series experience, two winners, I mean, I think that's going to help. And I know that having those guys on our team is definitely going to help us going into this weekend.
All right. Well, I don't see any other questions. Austin, thank you for taking the time. Best of luck in the World Series. It's going to be great for baseball. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Safe trips to LA to everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.